Hey everyone, Jason here, digital marketing consultant, and in this digital product guide, you're going to learn a simple 7-step process for finding a great online course idea and of course, getting up and running in record time. Timestamps below, along with some other helpful videos we'll be referencing when it comes to actually marketing your course, which could be just as hard, if not harder, than the actual course creation itself. Now, when it comes to creating your first online course, there are a lot of different types that you can create, and you've probably seen lots of different types out there, but I recommend starting with a 30 or 90-day workshop style training. And the reason that I recommend starting this is, number one, you only need to produce anywhere from 2 to 5 hours of content to create one of these. And number two, it's going to be a lot easier to put together. And number three, it's going to be a lot easier to sell, especially if you haven't put together sales funnels before, because most of the time people are purchasing an online course because there's a gap between where they are now and where they want to be. And you creating a 90-day or 30-day workshop or steps to success is going to easily allow you to fill that gap and easily sell your new course. So before we get into the details of marketing and making your course, we have to figure out what on earth the subject of your course should be. And here is a very simple framework for coming up with some course ideas. Now, when it comes to courses, unfortunately, passion is not a great place to start. The best place to start is with expertise and skills. In step number 2, we'll go through accomplishments, but for now, you just want to make a long list of all of the skills that you have and all of the expertise that you have. Essentially, we want to make a giant inventory of what you're good at or what you've already been trained to do. We'll get to accomplishments in a moment. Here, we're just looking at all skills under the sun. So here is an example. We could say something like video editing, music, cooking, and marketing, and then graphic design. And for the description, we could say, I edit videos, but I'm not too good at it. I like music and used to be part of some choirs, but I don't really like singing in public. And then cooking, let's say my family thinks I cook well, which is totally not true. And then marketing, let's say I'm decent at making social media posts and doing some paid advertising. And let's say instead of an accounting degree, I had a little more fun in college and got a graphic design degree, and I've sold some stuff on Etsy and made a bit of money. Again, we're just using these as examples. This isn't all stuff that I've personally done. And so you want to make some sort of list of this for yourself, and then you want to go back to that chart and start listing out your accomplishments. Because now that you've looked at things that you have skills at and things that you're good at, you want to start looking at things that you've actually tangibly achieved, because what you've actually achieved combined with the skills and expertise that you have is a great nexus for what to make your online course about. And now looking at those lists of accomplishments, now you get to bring in your own personal preference and say, look at which one would you most enjoy teaching other people to achieve as well. So this is the closest you can actually get to practical passion here. And I know it's kind of raining on some other videos' parades, but passion really is not a great place to start when it comes to creating an online course, because people don't want to buy a course from someone who's just passionate about something. They want to buy a course from someone who's already achieved something that they themselves are trying to achieve. And that doesn't mean you can't go figure out how to do it and then share it, but you have to have already done it. So that's why that accomplishments column is so important. And once you've chosen one of those, you can start deconstructing the strategies or specifics that allowed you to achieve that result. So going back to our example here, let's say I'm going to go with graphic design. And inside of graphic design, I could start breaking down things that might have contributed to my hypothetical success with selling things on Etsy. Things like how I integrated graphic design and social media marketing, strategy for creating unique printables and templates, how I was able to earn money selling digital products versus other Etsy sellers who may not have been as successful, and of course, all of the softwares and workflows and processes used to actually create those graphics. Now, there's 2 more steps before you start creating the online content, because we need to make sure that whatever the accomplishment that we've figured out and our expertise and skill set is actually something that other people would find interest in or learn from. And this is where market research comes in. So you can go ahead and just go to Google or your favorite search engine and search for top courses on topic XYZ, and then start going through their sales messages and see if that particular course talks about similar accomplishments that you've achieved or similar strategies or roadblocks that you had to overcome in trying to achieve that result. Udemy and Skillshare are also other great places to go, lynda.com as well. to just learn about other courses and how they market themselves. You don't necessarily need to buy 15 other courses and take them all and become the best of the best everywhere, because people want your personal experiences and your personal strategies for how you achieved the specific result. And so you don't need to worry about copying or being better than everyone else, but you do want to understand the other types of courses that are out there and the accomplishments that those courses talk about and the roadblocks that those courses talk about. Now, once you've done that, you want to begin to really deconstruct how you're going to be different from these other courses that are already out there by identifying a gap. So this is gap identification. And essentially what you want to do is look at all those course sales pages. Again, you don't need to actually purchase all these courses. In fact, it's recommended that you don't, to make sure that your course is unique to you and you don't get influenced by something else. But what's important here is, number one, you figure out all of the common results and roadblocks that all of these other courses talk about. You will start to see trends as you look at all these other courses, and then identify places where you are different. Not better, but different. So there are hundreds, if not thousands, of online courses, and they might even be very similar to what you're thinking of doing. But what makes your course unique to you is how you are, of course, different. That's what being unique is. And when it comes to online courses, it's not about being better, it's about being unique. So you want to identify where a lot of other courses talk about, hey, they say to do things this way, and you found another way over here that might be better. Or even better, you can say, you know what, this way is actually really terrible long term, or there's a really big downside to why everyone says that you should do graphic design using this particular piece of software, when this one over here is going to give you benefits that nobody else talks about. And so you're looking for areas where you can be unique, and that's that gap in the marketplace where you can bridge that gap between what your potential ideal customers are seeing everywhere else and what you can provide. And that's how you can carve out your own little niche in whatever industry that you're looking at. Now, I know we're talking about creating an online course, but step number 5 is optional, and I highly recommend doing this. And that is, instead of diving straight into creating an awesome course, an awesome workshop, go ahead and start content marketing, because the best way to know whether or not people are going to enjoy your style of teaching or your particular approach to a problem or your particular approach to achieving a result is by making content about it and making it free. Now, I know it sounds really bad. Like, how am I supposed to make money if I'm giving away all my information for free? Don't worry. What you're doing here is you're going to choose some sort of content platform. I recommend YouTube, and just create 5 to 10 videos on the subject that you want your online course to be, and see how those videos perform. See how those videos do. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the exact content that you're going to put into your course. It can be similar content as long as it's the same niche or industry. The whole point is you start to get comfortable being on camera. Even if you just do a slide share presentation the entire time and you don't want to show your face, that's totally okay. There are lots of channels that work where the creator's face is never shown. So what's most important here is you get your feet wet with creating videos, because just sitting in a blank room speaking to a camera like this is definitely not natural. And after 600 or 700 videos or so, it's still a little weird for me to do it. And you're also going to be able to start building an audience, and you're going to start getting feedback on your content, and you're going to better understand who you're going to be creating the course for. And as you start to gain a little bit of traction, it is going to feel like you're moving mountains and you're not getting a whole lot of views in return. That's just how YouTube works. But you will get a little bit of enough of traction where you can come up with something called a lead magnet. Now, I'll link up in the cards and the description to a full-blown video that goes through different lead magnet ideas. But essentially, your course is going to have some worksheets. It's going to probably have some downloads. So go ahead, make 1 or 2 of them, and then offer those for free in some of your videos. So you're going to start being able to grow an email list, which are people who you can offer the course to, and you're going to start getting feedback on the material that might actually make it into your course. Again, you don't have to worry about giving something away for free that you're going to charge for later, because whatever you wind up creating in your course is going to be infinitely better than whatever you're putting in a YouTube video in your first couple months, or putting into a lead magnet or a free email sequence. This is an example of a really basic landing page where you can collect some contact information, and not only are you starting to learn about your ideal customers, you're getting better at content creation in preparation for your course, but you're also starting to build a list of people who are more likely to be open to purchasing your course than you trying to run a bunch of cold paid traffic, which I can tell you from personal experience is absolutely no fun. So again, link in the cards in the description to a video about content marketing to take a deeper dive into this particular step number 5, and of course a video on some lead magnet ideas that will help you with your course creation. And speaking of course creation, that's going to be step number 6 here, and you're finally going to start creating your course after you've created 5 to 10 YouTube videos. You probably put together 1 or 2 lead magnets, and hopefully you're getting a little bit of traction and you're starting to understand your own creative process. And now you go into creating that 2 to 5 hour, really super in-depth, as valuable as you can make it, training to help someone go through a 30-day or 90-day plan to success, helping them achieve a result that you've already achieved. Of course, you figured that out in steps 1 and 2. And so when it comes to creating your online course, obviously I think video is the best, although there are written online courses as well. You just won't have as high of a selling point. Now, when it comes to where to host your course, I recommend you check out Teachable or Thinkific. They both have free plans, although Thinkific's free plan is a whole lot better than Teachable's, although I like the Teachable features for the cost versus what you get with Thinkific. So if you're looking for a free solution right out of the gate, Thinkific is for you. But if you're really committed to your success, then I recommend just checking out some of the paid Teachable plans because I think they are a better value. Now, when it comes to actually filming and creating your content, there are lots of different pieces of software out there you can use. I recommend using Camtasia for recording your screen and doing basic video editing. There are a lot of other video editing solutions out there. Our video editor uses Adobe Premiere. I have no idea how to use that software. I still use Camtasia for the few times that I have to edit something really quickly. It will be more than enough to create your online course. Of course, you can check out other things like ScreenFlow for Mac, but I like Camtasia because you can edit videos as well with the software and it costs just about as much, and the screen capture is really good. It's what we actually use for this channel for all of our screen capture videos, and then Adobe Premiere is what our video editor uses to edit them. So here is an approximate production timeline of what you're looking at in terms of doing your initial research and figuring out what your topic should be. You should start with choosing your topic and your software, and then of course you'll probably take a week to plan out your topic, and then during your research, writing, video recording, and editing, during those 4 weeks, you want to pump out at least 5 to 10 videos for YouTube. So as you go through the research and writing process, you're going to find a lot of information that could be included in your course, but because you only want it to be 2 to 5 hours absolute max, you're going to cut out a lot of information. And all that information that you're cutting, or all that information that you're not sure is a good fit, go ahead and just make a video about it. And so that will help you really accelerate the process of becoming comfortable, well, as comfortable as you can on camera. Now, of course, once you've gone through all of this, you've set up your platform, whether you're doing Teachable or Thinkific or you choose another one, you're finally ready to launch your course. And this can be the hardest and most disappointing part of the online course creation process because you've done a tremendous amount of work up until this point, and it's the moment of truth whether or not someone is actually going to whip out their credit card and purchase your new digital course. And so when you launch, I know this is going to sound a little mean, but really tamper your expectations. It is not something where you've seen on maybe some other YouTube videos where like we did $5 million or $6 million launch. Well, they don't talk to you about the first 2 or 3 launches that completely failed or the fact that they've been doing it for years on end. And so when you first launch, hopefully you have a couple of YouTube videos out and you have a couple of emails, and you can just send an email out letting people know, hey, I've launched a course and I really think you should check it out. I think that you're going to find value in it if you've enjoyed the lead magnet, the template, the audit, the worksheet that you provided. And of course, now that you have that, you're going to want to continue making YouTube videos, and that will give you a content marketing machine to drive traffic back to your new course. So thank you so much for watching. Sincerely hope you got some value out of this video. Most importantly, you have an idea of the kind of work you have in front of you for creating your online course, and you have an idea of what your online course should be about. Comment below with any of your online course building questions. Hit that like button, subscribe for more digital marketing guides and tutorials just like this one. And until the next, keep building the business you love.